Welcome back, guys, to my channel, the FXBase. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you are doing great. So today I have some pairs. I want to analyze for you, show you how we go about analyzing and actually figuring out how to enter these trades and break it down for you guys. I hope you subscribe to the channel, turn on your notification, so that every time that I post a new video, you are actually notified. So what I have for you today, I have two currency pairs, then I think I have a synthetic index pair that I'm going to analyze for you guys and show you how we do this analysis thing and how we actually improve ourselves in terms of this analysis. So without wasting much of your time, so I'm going to start with the euro AUD pair. As we all know, guys, when it comes to analyzing, you need to start from bigger time frames, that is the 4 hour. So as for me, I start from the 4 hour time frame, that is the bigger time frame that I usually use. Yes, I might choose the daily time frame here and there, but mostly I use the 4 hour time frame. So as you can see here, you can put a trend line right below here. Okay, then we can draw our second trend line from this area, I guess, from this area right here. So as you can see, this is the trend that we have, and as you can see, the price is playing was playing in this trend, and it actually broke below here. So this is where the price is now, as you can see. So let me just remove this. So this is what we have, guys. So our trend is below, the price is below this supporting trend line that we had here. But what we need to do first is to identify our zones. That is the thing that we need to do first. We need to identify our zones. So we start by identifying these areas where the upper trend was touched. We have this area, and we have this area, and this may say this was our high. As you can see, we had a double top here, then prices went, maybe this was a fake out or breakout. This was a fake out. This is where most of the people are caught on the wrong side, and as you can see, the price came down below this horizontal line, and this is where the price is. And as you can see, the price started to go to fall below this line. So this is what we have, and we need to draw our bottom. I can put it around this area. So as you can see, this is what we have, guys. This was in uptrend. The price was moving to the upside, and now it was moved to the downside. So what are we looking for? This is our supporting trend line. So as you can see, this trend line is been touched. So what are we hoping for? What are we looking for? We're looking for price to actually go back to the upside, to maybe around this area. That is what you're actually looking for. But how do we find these entries, and how do we enter this trade or find entries using this structure that we have right here? So we need to go to a lower time frame, that is the 1 hour. That is the 1 hour time frame, and see what is actually happening in the 1 hour time frame. Okay, so this is what we have on the 1 hour time frame. If we look closely, you can see we have an area that is here. Now this is the area. So we have this area. As you can see, this area was touched here, then the price touched for the time, then it broke below, and now it's finding its way its way back above. That is what we use. We need to find an area that was touched several times, and to mark that area as our as our demand and supply area. So we use that demand and supply area to know what is the next direction that our trend is going to take. So right here we are below our demand and supply line, and now we're going back above our demand and supply line. So that is another thing that we use to see if our trend is, if our price is actually going back up or it's going back what down. So when this demand and supply line is broken, that's when you know our trend is going what up again. But we need to draw a trend line to know where exactly is our trend going to be broken, where exactly are we going to start looking for what for position. So as for me, I would draw this line. Okay, then let me clone this line to about this area. Let me just remove this line. We don't need it to, we don't need to keep our charts smart. So this is what we have, this is the trend that we have. So what are we looking for, guys? We're looking for prices to come to this area, break this area, right? Then you start looking for what for buying position to the upside. So if you watched my previous videos, I said there are two things that you need to look at, guys. First, you need to look at let me just demonstrate it for you. Okay, let's say you have something like this. Let's say this is our demand and supply line, and you have a trend coming here, touching, doing this, touching for the second time, maybe go up, doing this. This is the price that is actually to broke below, do this, then it come back, do this. Okay, let's say this is what we have. Okay, let's say this is what we have, guys. What are we looking for? We're looking for prices to break our demand and supply line and also break out of our trend. That is when we start looking for what for buying position. Those are the two things that we actually look at when it comes to finding our position, finding opportunities in the market. So I would put my second line here. So as you can see, price was actually playing inside this, and if we take a look at this 8 hours touched here, touched here, touched here before price broke below, price started doing what it was doing. So if it broke below this demand and supply line, that is our first the first thing that we need to look at, and we wait for it to break above. When it breaks above, that is one confirmation. You need to wait for the second confirmation. What is the second confirmation? It needs to break out of our what? Out of our trend line. That is our resisting trend line. So as you can see, it broke below retest. So this is the area that we use to actually look for what for our entry opportunities. So we would be looking for our position from this area up to what up to this area. That is those are the two things that we need to consider when it comes to finding our entries. So we're waiting for price to break above, maybe a retest or maybe a candle that is going to close around this area. Then we place our position from here to this area like this. This is how this is how I enter the market. So this is the strategy that I used to have an edge on entries on the market. So we have two things. We need to wait for our demand and supply line to be broken. This method, if you use it the other way around, it works for what for selling position. So I wait for the demand and supply line to be broken, then I wait for the trend to be broken, then I place my what? I place my trade. Simple as that, guys. It's not even complicated. That is the only thing that you actually need to do when it comes to finding positions using this method. So you need to first be able to identify your demand and supply line, then identify your trend, then wait for those two things to be broken. As you can see, this trend line here, this is our horizontal line. It was an area of value that we have actually drawn, so we know if this area is actually broken, then everything is in place for us to actually buy the market. Okay, so I'm just going to move to my next next. So this is my second pay, and what I have here is the New Zealand dollar against the US dollar. So this is the 1 hour time frame, I guess. So let's go to the 4 hour time frame. and actually draw our lines and see where our trend is taking us. So as you can see here guys, the first thing that I notice, we have this area. So price is touched this area, touched here, then broke below, and the next thing that we do is we draw our trend from here to here. This is the trend that I see guys. This is the trend that we have, and we need to draw our demand and supply. Sorry, we need to mark our zones. So I'm just going to use the line chart to actually mark those areas that we touched many times. So this is my first area, this is our lowest area, and we need to identify our highest area, that is this one. Then we have another area, let's see how many touches did we have there. I guess this area, we have this area, then we have also this area, then yeah, I guess yeah, these are the areas that we have are here for you guys. Maybe this, I may put it below, like here. Yes, yeah. What about this area? Then I'll put the second one, other one. What about this area? So this is what we have guys. So what did I say? I said we actually wait for price to break above our demand and supply line and to break out of our trend. It doesn't matter if it start by breaking our trend, so we know one thing is in place, so we actually wait for that other thing that is breaking our demand and supply line. So as you can see guys, we had a triple touch around this area. This is actually confirmation that our price is going break to buying. So we use this to identify and actually know that our trend is actually buying, and this was a downtrend. It's actually changing it's actually changing the direction. So what are we waiting for guys? This is our 4-hour time frame that we have here. So what do we have? We have this, we need to touch this area, maybe give a little bit of a retest. I guess this area is going to be broken, maybe retest around this area, break this area, maybe give us another retest, then until it hits our target. This is how this pair is going to behave, or this is what I see when I analyze this pair. But let's see what may happen in our 1-hour time frame. Is the 4-hour time frame is a bigger time frame. So this is what we have on the 1-hour time frame guys. As you can see, let me zoom it out a little bit. As you can see, this is what we have. This is where we are right now. So this is the triple bottom that we have. This place was touched 3 times. So we're waiting for prices to go here, maybe give us a retest, then we start looking for our buying position from here, going to the upside. See, then maybe our stop loss will be below this area. This is how we going to enter this trade guys. So this is what I have for you guys on the currency. So just a way of showing you guys how to find entries and how to deal with the market structure. So the next pair that I'm going to be analyzing is going to be a synthetic index pair, and just show you some few tricks on synthetic indices. But there's maybe 1 or 2 things that may differ when it comes to placing your stop losses and placing your targets. When it comes to synthetic indices, they're actually better. So on current space guys, after you have done the technical analysis, you need also to look at the fundamentals, that is the news, because it plays a bigger role when it comes to market movement direction. If you don't look at the fundamental guys, the technical analysis won't be enough for you to actually be a profitable trader. Yes, it might work 1 or 2 times, but in the long run you might need to actually look at the fundamentals to see what is actually happening on the news. So here, this was going to be our target all the way up to here. So now I'm going to move to my synthetic index pair. So guys, I'm here on the synthetic index pair. I'm using binary.com to actually analyze this, because you won't find these ones on the trading view platform. You have to actually use the daily binary implementation trading view to. So this is the website here that you can actually use to analyze this synthetic pair. So what I have for you is the volatility 25 1 second. So this is the daily time frame. So this is the daily time frame. As you can see, we're not doing that much in the daily time frame. So just to see the direction that we are taking. So this is, as you can see, this is an expanding channel. This is an expanding channel that we have here. So this is what we have on the daily, but we might want to start on the 4-hour time frame. I like starting on the 4-hour time frame and actually draw my lines and draw my zones and everything on the 4-hour time frame. Yes, it's good to use the daily time frame, but as for me, I use the 4-hour time frame because on synthetic indices I trade using the 30 minutes time frame. So we can draw a line here. So let me just remove this line that I had drawn on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, so this is how I draw my lines. So after drawing these lines, what do? I mark these areas and mark this area, mark this area, and I mark these areas. So this is the areas that I have here. So every area that was touched by the price that is on our resisting trend line. All right, I mark that area because that is the area of value. So let's dive down to the 1-hour time frame to actually have more details. So this is the 1-hour time frame. So let me go to the bottom. As you can see, guys, these areas were very much respected. As you can see here, it was respected here, respected here, respected here, respected here. So these are areas of what? Our areas of value. But on the 1-hour time frame, we might see some information, but we need to go to the 30 minutes time frame to actually see more details and actually see how we find these trades. So I'm here on the 30 minutes time frame. So let's go a little bit below. I want to show you something. I think we may start from this area. As you can see, we can draw a trend from here. This is a trend. We come here. Yes. So you have something like this. So another thing that I've noticed on the volatilities pairs or synthetic pairs is when it comes to placing a trade, drawing your zones is very important, because if you are placing a trade, just know the price is going to touch the others, the zone that is above you. If you are selling, you are going to touch the zone that is below you. But how do you know if your price is going to touch that that zone? If we have something like this, for example, let me just show you before I show you on the chart. If you have something like this, guys, let's say price was touching here, going below, doing this, then eventually you see a trend, or you see a trend here. Let's say a trend is doing this, then it broke, then you have this. Yeah, let's say you are losing this line. This was the above area of value. What these synthetic indices really do is they can buy from here. Most of you might think this is your final take profit, then it might reverse here. But as you can see, this area was touched 3 times, which means it's now vulnerable to being broken. But how do you know it's going to be broken? You need to find a structure like this. You need to draw these trend lines in the correct manner, and this line is going to be broken. So how do you know this line is going to be broken? It might be touched, it needs to be touched 2 or more times for you to be able to to notice that. But on this area we don't have those double top, but it did progress to the next level. But let me show you something else. Let me show you something that is more practical. If we come to this, we might draw, we draw our trend line like this, as I said before, like this. Then we identify our demand and supply zone, that is the area that has been touched so many times, like this. As you can see, this area, this, you can say this was a double top around this area that you identified here. So this is a double top, so we can extend this line to this area. What happened is we maybe placed our trade from here, then maybe our stop loss around here, and what happened here is, look at this trend, look at what happened here. The price went up, rejected here a little bit, came down, then broke above. Why is if you paid attention, guys, I said the area must be touched 2 or more times. As you can see, it was touched 2 times, then we identified our trend. So automatically I know that this area is going to be broken, because everything is now in place. As you can see, it did this and it actually turned around this area, so which means this setup was complete. Simple as that, guys. Around this area again, but on this area we didn't have those much touches. But when it comes to analyzing, you might draw your trend line like this, then identify your area of value, that is here. As you can see, touch here, went below. So we're actually placing a trade, knowing we are going to take profit. Is going to be the next the area of value that is actually above us. As you can see, it touched this area, but again it broke. But now this is another thing that actually give us assurance that take profits are going to be it. That is the only thing that you actually need to look at, guys. Nothing too complicated. Don't complicate things for yourself, guys, because it's going to be hard for you. But if you keep things very simple, you might find that trading is not even that hard. So this is our demand and supply line. Touch, went above, broke below. So what do? We actually look for our selling position from here, put our stop loss around here. Then we actually know that our take profit is going to be, because we have an area of value that is below here, so we actually know it's going to be touched, just like that. Okay, as you can see, let me show you something again. We had a double top around this area. So what do we know exactly? This, we know it's going to break this line, and this is our main target. So we draw a line from here like this. I've already taught you guys how to find these structures like this, and this is our area of value. So we placed our trade from here to around here, because there was no double top or triple top yet, so we just need to concentrate on this as our target. But now that we have this double top and this trade here, what are we waiting for? We're waiting for this area to be broken. As we said, we need to look at things. We need to look at 2 things when it comes to let me just remove this. When it comes to finding your areas, you need your demand and supply line to be broken, then you want your trend to be broken. So as you can see, this area is a very sensitive area. As you can see, it repeated the same thing: touch, broke below, broke above. But now what are we waiting? We're waiting for prices to break above here, then start looking for opportunities to buy this. But now that we have this double top, what is our target? Our target is going to be from here up to this area, because this is our next our next area of value. That is all, guys, for today. That is what I have for you today. So I hope you learned 1 or 2 things. This is as simple as it can get. It's just simple as that, guys. So watch my previous videos and check out and see if you can learn 1 or 2 things. So nonetheless, thank you guys for watching. So catch you in the next one. I hope you